Let's start with our first news. Carlos Ulberg had fans doing a double take after revealing that he actually lost his UFC belt during the celebration after his big win. Yes, the belt was gone, and for a while, even Ulberg had no idea where it ended up. Speaking in an interview with Fox Sports Australia, Ulberg laughed about the situation and admitted that the whole thing got a little out of control once the fight was over. He said that going into the night, the original plan was to stay disciplined and not drink at all. But after such a massive victory, with his team and close friends all together in Miami, those plans quickly changed. According to Ulberg, once the fight ended, the group headed straight to an after-party at a nightclub to celebrate the huge moment. The energy was high, everyone was excited, and the night kept rolling. After spending time at the club, the celebrations continued back at one of his friends' apartments, where the group kept hanging out and enjoying the win. That's when things got interesting. Ulberg explained that he didn't want to be the one carrying the belt around all night while trying to relax and celebrate. At some point, he handed it off or left it behind, and later realized he had absolutely no idea where it was. When asked about it, he joked and said, "I've lost the belt, bro. I don't know exactly where it is." He then added that he believed the belt was probably still at the apartment somewhere. In typical fight team fashion, he joked that one of his boys probably had it and was sleeping with it in bed. That comment instantly got fans laughing because it perfectly captured the wild, carefree mood of a championship celebration. For a brief moment, fans were genuinely wondering if the newly won UFC title had vanished just hours after being earned. Losing a championship belt after finally reaching the top would have been one of the craziest stories in recent UFC memory. Thankfully, the drama didn't last long. It later became clear that the belt was found, as Ulberg went on to post pictures online with it, confirming everything was fine. So while the story sounded chaotic at first, it ended up being more of a funny post-fight memory than an actual disaster. In the end, Ulberg kept both the win and the belt, but he definitely gave fans one unexpected laugh after an unforgettable night in Miami. Move on to another news. Paulo Costa is clearly not happy after UFC 327, and he's making sure everyone knows it. Even though he scored a stoppage win and picked up an extra $25,000 for the finish, Costa believes he deserved one of the big $100,000 performance of the night bonuses, and he's still frustrated that it went to someone else. At UFC 327, the top performance bonuses went to Carlos Ulberg and Josh Hoyt. In Hoyt's case, it was an especially massive night because he also picked up Fight of the Night honors. That meant Hoyt walked away with a total of $200,000 in bonus money, making him one of the biggest winners financially from the entire event. Costa recently appeared on Ariel Helwani's show, and during the interview, he made it very clear that the bonus decision did not sit well with him. Costa admitted he was genuinely upset and said he felt like the UFC made the wrong call by leaving him out. According to Costa, the frustration hit him hard emotionally. He explained that missing out on the bonus triggered some of the worst feelings inside him, and for a moment, he was seriously angry. He said the situation made him feel crazy, and he was struggling to process why his performance wasn't rewarded the way he believed it should have been. Costa even revealed that he personally texted Dana White about the situation. Rather than staying quiet, he decided to go directly to the top and let the UFC boss know exactly how he felt. Costa said he hopes Dana and Hunter Campbell will look at the situation again and possibly make things right. What made the situation even more frustrating for Costa was that Dana had already praised him after the fight. Costa said he ran into Dana backstage on the walkway, and Dana reportedly told him that he looked incredible. Costa recalled Dana complimenting the way he handled a dangerous young Russian opponent and telling him that his performance was amazing. That praise only made the bonus snub feel even more confusing in Costa's eyes. From his perspective, if the UFC boss loved the performance so much, then leaving him out of the biggest bonus money made no sense at all. What's also adding more heat to the story is the growing back and forth between Costa and Josh Hoyt since UFC 327. Costa has already called Hoyt out publicly, and Hoyt has made it clear that he's interested too. So while Costa may still be upset about the bonus, this frustration could end up fueling a very interesting fight next. Move on to another news. Merab has made a bold prediction about a potential fight between Ilya and Arman, and he believes the outcome would be very clear. While Many fans see Arman as one of the biggest threats in the lightweight division. Merab thinks Ilya's striking would be too much for him to handle. Right now, Arman is widely seen as the #1 contender at lightweight. He's built serious momentum with an impressive win streak, and many people consider him one of the most complete fighters in MMA today. Because of his size, strength, wrestling, and overall skill set, a lot of fans believe Arman could give Ilya one of the toughest tests of his career. But Merab sees things very differently. Speaking recently with Demetrius Johnson on his YouTube channel, Merab explained why he believes Ilya would not only beat Arman, but actually knock him out. According to Merab, the biggest reason is Ilya's ability to shut down wrestling. He said trying to take Ilya down would be extremely difficult, and in his opinion, it would make no sense for Arman to rely heavily on wrestling in that matchup. Merab believes Ilya's takedown defense is too strong, and even if Arman did manage to get him down, controlling him on the ground would be another major challenge. That leads to what Merab thinks would be the most dangerous part of the fight for Arman, the striking exchanges. If Arman is forced to stand and trade with Ilya for long stretches, Merab believes that's where the fight turns bad very quickly. He said clearly that if Arman has to box with Ilya, Ilya will knock him out. At the same time, Merab made sure to show respect to Arman. He said this would still be a very tough fight and made it clear that he is not underestimating Arman at all. In fact, Merab praised him as a great athlete and acknowledged that he is one of the best in the division. Still, Merab's confidence in Ilya stood out. He seems fully convinced that stylistically, Ilya has the tools to control the fight and eventually find the finish. What makes this even more interesting is that Merab also spoke about Ilya's thoughts on a possible fight with Islam Makhachev. According to Merab, Ilya believes he can beat Islam too, and even feels that stylistically, it's an easy matchup for him. That level of confidence says a lot about how highly Ilya views his own game right now, and it shows just how fearless he is when it comes to the toughest challenges in the sport. Move on to another news. Sean Strickland has sent a clear warning ahead of his upcoming fight with Khamzat, and he sounds more confident than ever. With the UFC recently releasing footage of Sean speaking about the matchup, fans got a direct look at his mindset going into one of the biggest fights of his career. Sean made it very clear that he has no intention of getting dragged into a fight on Khamzat's terms. Instead, he says he wants to make this a pure stand-up battle and force Khamzat into the kind of fight that Sean believes he can dominate. His message was simple: keep the hands up, stand in front of him, and fight like a man. Sean said he plans to use his boxing and pressure to break Khamzat down over the full 25 minutes. He confidently stated that he's going to beat Khamzat up with his hands for the entire fight. That kind of statement shows just how much belief Sean has in his striking, cardio, and ability to stay composed under pressure. One of the biggest things Sean emphasized was how different this camp has been compared to some of his past title fights. According to Sean, this is the first time in a while that he's going into such a massive fight feeling fully healthy. He said his body has completely healed up, and that alone has given him a huge boost mentally heading into fight night. Sean explained that being able to train without major physical setbacks has allowed him to prepare the way he truly wanted. He's had a full camp, he feels strong, and he believes that version of himself is going to be very dangerous inside the cage. For Sean, having a clean camp means he can finally perform without limitations. That confidence was obvious in the way he spoke. Sean said he feels strong, locked in, and genuinely excited for the challenge ahead. Rather than showing nerves or hesitation, he looked energized by the opportunity to face someone as dangerous as Khamzat. What makes this fight so intriguing is the contrast in styles. Khamzat is known for his explosive grappling, relentless pressure, and ability to overwhelm opponents early. Sean, on the other hand, believes his durability, striking, and pace can drag Khamzat into deep waters and make him uncomfortable. For Sean, this is more than just another title fight. It's a chance to prove that his style, toughness, and mindset can overcome one of the most feared fighters in the UFC. Based on his recent comments, he's entering this matchup with full belief that he can make a statement and leave no doubt when that cage door closes. Move on to another news. Carlos Prates has revealed a big plan for how he believes he can secure a UFC title shot, and in his mind, it all starts with one more statement win. Currently sitting at number 5 in the welterweight rankings, Preitz believes he is just one performance away from forcing the UFC to give him the next title opportunity. Preitz is scheduled to face JDM in the main event of the UFC's upcoming May 2nd card in Perth. It's a massive fight, and Preitz knows exactly what's at stake. A win over a former champion, especially in convincing fashion, could completely change the trajectory of his career. Speaking recently with MMA Fighting, Preitz explained why he feels a victory over JDM should leave the UFC with no choice but to give him a title shot. In his view, beating another former champion back-to-back, especially by knockout, would make his case impossible to ignore. Preitz pointed to his momentum as a major reason why he deserves the opportunity. He said that if everything goes right and he earns another bonus, that would give him 8 UFC fights with 7 bonuses. For him, that kind of activity, excitement, and finishing ability should put him at the very front of the line. Preitz also made it clear that he doesn't believe there's anyone else in the division with a stronger case. He specifically mentioned other contenders and questioned whether they've done enough to leap ahead of him. In his mind, his resume, recent performances, and ability to entertain all separate him from the rest of the pack. But what really caught attention was Preitz revealing that he and Ian Machado Gary have already discussed a bigger plan. According to Preitz, Gary called him about 3 weeks ago, and the two talked about a possible path that could lead to a future title fight rematch. The idea is ambitious. Preitz says the plan is for him to beat JDM, while Gary goes out and beats Islam Makhachev. If both of those things happen, Preitz wants a rematch with Gary for the title, and he wants that fight to happen in Brazil. It's definitely an exciting scenario, but there are still a lot of moving parts. First, Preitz has to get past JDM, which is already a huge challenge. Then Gary would have to beat Islam, which is an incredibly difficult task on its own. On top of that, Preitz also has serious competition in the rankings. Fighters like Michael Morales remain in the mix, and Morales is still undefeated with plenty of hype behind him. Still, Preitz clearly believes that with one more huge win, he can turn his title dream into reality. Move on to another news. Conor has once again sparked major excitement about a possible UFC return, and this time, the signs are starting to feel more real than they have in a long time. While many fans have grown frustrated waiting for his comeback, recent developments are giving people fresh reasons to believe that his return could finally be getting close. It's no secret that Conor hasn't fought since 2021, and that long layoff has made a lot of fans skeptical anytime his name comes up. He was supposed to return in June 2024, but as everyone knows, those plans fell apart. Since then, many people have stopped believing the comeback talk altogether. But now, things appear to be moving in the right direction again. One of the biggest signs has been his increased drug testing activity. Reports continue to suggest that Conor is being tested more than almost anyone else on the UFC roster right now. That kind of activity usually signals serious preparation, and it has naturally fueled more speculation that the former champion is working toward an official comeback. There have also been growing rumors about Conor returning during International Fight Week, which would instantly make for one of the biggest events of the year. Adding even more intrigue, Gable Steveson recently hinted that Conor could be involved during that time frame. While nothing is confirmed, all signs seem to be pointing towards something happening. Then came the social media post that really got people talking. Conor took to X and Instagram with a very direct message. He said he's coming back to do what he does best: knock people out and make money. That statement alone sent fans into a frenzy. The biggest mystery now is who Conor could actually fight in his return. A lot of the obvious names are either unavailable or tied up. The Michael Chandler fight seems unlikely at the moment, especially with reports suggesting Dana White is no longer interested in booking it. Nate Diaz also appears unavailable due to other commitments. That leaves some interesting possibilities. One name being discussed is Jorge Masvidal, although he has said the UFC hasn't mentioned Conor to him. Still, that could easily be part of the usual fight game smoke and mirrors. Another very interesting option could involve the winner of Carlos Preitz versus JDM. If Preitz wins in impressive fashion, that matchup could make sense as a huge return fight for Conor. It would be a massive event, and a win there could potentially launch him right back into title contention. Adding to that idea, Ariel Helwani mentioned not long ago that Prates had actually been discussed as a possible opponent for Conor. That alone shows the UFC is at least exploring serious options behind the scenes. Right now, the comeback talk feels louder than ever, and for the first time in a while, it genuinely feels like Conor may be getting close. Move on to another news. Merab has finally explained how he recently broke his nose, and the story shows just how intense training camps can get at the highest level of MMA. While fans were shocked after seeing the damage in close-up photos online, Merab has now revealed exactly what happened and how the injury took place. According to Merab, this wasn't just another routine sparring session gone wrong. He explained that throughout his career, he's been hit in the nose many times before during training. But despite all the shots he's taken, he had never actually broken the bone until now. That's what made this situation different, and why the injury ended up getting so much attention. Merab said the injury happened while sparring with one of his teammates named Adam, a professional fighter who knows his style extremely well. Because they've trained together so much, Adam understands Merab's movement, timing, and reactions better than most training partners ever could. That familiarity, according to Merab, played a big role in how the shot landed. While speaking about the incident, Merab explained that Adam has always had very sharp timing. He even compared Adam's timing to his own, saying both of them are very good at reading movement and reacting in the moment. Over the years, Adam had landed plenty of hard shots during sparring, but usually they would catch Merab on the forehead or glance off in other areas. This time, though, everything lined up differently. Merab said Adam timed him perfectly and connected cleanly to the nose. The impact was enough to finally break the bone. Merab kept the explanation simple and honest, saying that was really the whole story. It was just one clean shot in training that did the damage. After the incident, close-up images of Merab's nose started making the rounds on social media, and fans were quick to react. The photos looked rough, and many people were surprised by how swollen and battered his nose appeared. For someone already known for having a battle-tested face, this latest injury made the damage look even more serious. Still, if there's one thing fans know about Merab, it's that toughness has never been a problem. He's built his reputation on relentless pressure, non-stop cardio, and the ability to break opponents over time with pace and volume. That's why the biggest concern now is not just how the nose looks, but whether the injury could affect his breathing and stamina moving forward. For a fighter like Merab, cardio is one of his biggest weapons. His ability to push a brutal pace for 5 rounds has helped him dominate elite competition. So while the injury looks painful, everyone will now be watching closely to see how he recovers and whether this setback has any impact once he steps back into the cage.